Hello, y'all. Welcome to Andrea Speaks TV. I'm your host, Andrea, here to bring you news and commentary you can use. Listen, this is a pre recorded video. So, just in case you leave a comment in the live chat, if you're watching the replay, just in case I don't respond to you or call out your name, it's because this is a pre recorded video. Okay. Many of you are watching this maybe around your lunchtime or later in the day. So, if you are watching this on your lunch break, I hope that you are enjoying your time. And I want to say thank you so much for your support. Listen, this topic is one that is not unfamiliar to us here on the channel. You all know that I have talked about the baby formula crisis and the baby formula shortage that is, believe it or not, still happening here where I am in the US. So we've talked about it. We've talked about how the fact that the Biden administration, our current president, our current president and his administration has done what's called Operation Fly Formula. And I'm going to share my screen with you in just a moment and let you know that as of today is Monday, October 10th, the United States is on its 26th Operation Fly Formula, where we are importing in baby formula from other countries. And I've raised the question before many times. Okay, how is this? How is this something that is continuously happening? I know I've even reported here on the channel, and I've talked about how I believe twice or maybe more than that, the I believe it's Abbott that produces the baby formula. Okay, you all correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have the information in front of me, but the plant has been shut down on more than one occasion due to, I believe, a bacterial or alleged bacterial contamination. Okay, you all let me know if you have some insight on in the chat. Let me know. You're welcome to share your thoughts as well as your comments. But here we are today. Again, today is Monday, October 10th, 2022. Not only is the United States on its 26th Operation Fly Formula, as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and share my screen with you. As you can see, this was as recent as September 29th, I believe. Actually, let me double check the date on that. Okay, October 5th. Okay, so this was just days ago. President Biden announces the 26th Operation Fly Formula mission. Okay, so I believe 26 times at least our country has partnered with other countries, other businesses to provide aid, to provide formula to those in need, even those in the WIC program. Okay, that's Women, Infants, and Children, WIC program, uh, sending this formula to stores around the country so that those in need are able to get uh, the formula. So I've even asked, excuse me, y'all, excuse me, I've even asked, that, how is it that our country, how is it that we're sending aid to other countries, particularly Ukraine, for, what is allegedly going on there? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I don't believe that, you know, we're, I don't, I'm not saying that I don't believe that countries should receive help from us if they're in need. Certainly, as a humanitarian thing, those in need for whatever reason, war torn country, crisis, natural disaster, should be able to get assistance in times of need. But at the same time, I've shared on the channel, I feel like we should take care of our own here in the United States. And so it's kind of, when you really think about it, just think about it. Maybe you haven't thought about it. How is it that we could apply this to so many issues, right? So many billions of dollars. I've even told you all, money is being sent to Ukraine, yet we have a growing homeless population here in the United States. Um, it could be said that our veterans need better healthcare access, things of that nature. Um, how is it that we're sending so many billions of dollars overseas to help people in another country, but yet we're still struggling to this day with uh, baby formula shortage? When you really just think about it, does that make sense, y'all? Why not take that same amount of money, um, that's being sent overseas, imagine what could be done. Why not fix the root cause of the issue with the baby formula crisis and make it here at home so that it could get to the families that are in need? When you really think about it, it kind of makes you wonder, like, okay, what's going on? Why are they really trying to resolve the baby formula issue? What's really going on? So I did some research. I wanted to give you an update. You all know, as I go in these stores, I've gone to Walmart and I've shown you firsthand what the shelves were looking like as far as baby formula shortage. Well, I did some research today, and I actually saw this article came out, I believe, at the end of September. But the U.S. now has a long-term plan to continue to allow baby formula imports. Okay, so this news comes from Al Jazeera, and I want to share this with you. Okay, I'm going to actually read the article. Again, this comes from Al Jazeera. You could research it and read it on your own as well. But the U.S. unveils, okay, the title of the article says the U.S. unveils a plan for long term baby formula imports. Okay, the caption of the article says in February of this year, the Food and Drug Administration, or commonly referred to as the FDA, inspectors temporarily shut down the nation's largest domestic formula factory due to bacterial contamination. Okay, let me read you some information from this article. Okay, you all let me know. Do you have some concerns about this as well? What's really going on with the baby formula shortage? And can we even trust the fact that formula is being sent in or flown in, shipped in from other countries? Do they have the same type of food controls, inspection, quality controls as we would have here in the United States? Okay, you all let me know your thoughts on this topic. Now, according to the news article in Al Jazeera, the article says United States regulators have unveiled a plan to allow foreign baby formula manufacturers to stay on the market long term, in which the article says is an effort to diversify the nation's tightly concentrated industry and prevent future shortages. Okay, listen to what they're saying, y'all. Now, on Friday, now remember, this article came out at the end of September. Okay, on Friday, the article says the Food and Drug Administration said recent entrants to the U.S. market will have until October 2025. Now it's October 2022, y'all. So this is 3 years, okay? On Friday, the Food and Drug Administration said recent entrants to the U.S. market will have until October 2025 to make sure their formulas comply with federal standards for nutrition, labeling, and manufacturing. The agency also noted, the article says, that some companies should be able to meet those requirements sooner. Now, the article also goes on to say that the US has been forced to turn to foreign manufacturers. Okay, this is what I've been sharing with you all on the channel. The US has been forced to turn to foreign manufacturers to boost formula supplies since February, when FDA inspectors temporarily shuttered the nation's largest domestic formula factory due to bacterial contamination. Okay. In May, the FDA eased federal import regulations, and President Joe Biden authorized the airlift of millions of pounds of powdered formula from overseas. Okay. That's referring to the Operation Fly Formula that I've covered on the channel and that I've also just shared in the previous sharing of the video, okay, when I shared my screen, okay. Together, the article says, those actions have brought the equivalent, listen to this, y'all, together, those actions have brought the equivalent of 300 million bottles of formula into the country, according to the FDA. Okay, here's a quote by FDA Commissioner Robert Califf, who said in a statement, and I quote, manufacturers from around the world have demonstrated their commitment to helping bolster U.S. supply, and in turn, we are committed to continuing these flexibilities for their products and to safely remain on the market. Okay, what do you all think about this news? Now, the policy, the article says, allowing imports was set to expire in November, which is just next month, right? But listen to this, y'all. Now, a lot of times this is, I talk about distractions in the news, and I talk about how a lot of times when they try to push one thing as, oh, this is the big news story. I have learned what I have learned, especially over this past year and a half. What I have learned is, okay, pay attention to what else is going on that may not be headline news. Okay, I feel like this is one of the stories because did y'all hear about this in headline news? I didn't. Now I'm not saying that it wasn't, but they kind of when one or two stories were headline being pushed, this is something else that was going on. This I feel like major. Something that we need to know about, especially for those who are planning or expecting to have children and who are looking at formula or seeking to use formula. Um, you know, they would need to know this. And it's even concerning because it's like, okay, well, we see everything that's going on. Mysteriously, there have been different illnesses that have occurred way in the past and that are coming back. And it even makes me say, okay, I don't necessarily want to say it. I don't want to instill fear in anyone, but it just makes me think, okay, well, if for whatever reason we're not producing this formula here, and we are allowing foreign manufacturers to make the formula and ship it here, what are they actually putting in this formula? Should we be concerned about this? You all let me know. Am I tripping? Do you have the same concerns? What do you all think is going on? There have been articles that have come out. You can do your research saying where children, babies are getting sick. We don't know, what is the reason behind it. But, I have often wondered, did it have something to do with this foreign manufactured baby formula? Okay, you all let me know your thoughts on that as well. So the article says the policy allowing imports was set to expire in November, which is just next month. But the FDA said it would be extended to January, after which companies can ask to stay on the market longer. Okay, do you think this should be allowed? Y'all let me know. For decades, the article says the U.S. formula industry has been dominated, according to the article, by a handful of companies with domestic production facilities, excluding similar products from Europe, Australia, and Latin America. Okay, so now is this about really helping to get what is this about, y'all? Is this really about helping to get formula to those families with babies that need it? Or is this a way to make more competition in the market and decrease productivity to those who I guess historically have dominated the market? What is this really about? Now, this is the first time I ever looked at it from this particular perspective, but what do you think this is really about? Let me keep reading. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so let me read again. For decades, the U.S. formula industry has been dominated by a handful of companies with domestic production facilities, excluding similar products from Europe, Australia, and Latin America. The U.S. system, the article says, evolved to prioritize safety and low pricing, favoring a few large players. Foreign formula companies seeking to remain in the U.S. must meet specific thresholds for 30 nutrients and undergo manufacturing inspections by FDA staff, among other steps. Okay, well, how do y'all feel about this news? Earlier this month, the article concludes by saying, earlier this month, the FDA formally acknowledged several shortcomings in its response to the shortage, including outdated information technology systems and inadequate training among its food facility inspectors. Okay, again, y'all, all of this is going on. Meanwhile, we are still sending money, billions of dollars overseas to help other countries and their people. Yet, for whatever reason, we're relying heavily on foreign manufacturers to produce the baby formula. So I want to know your thoughts and comments in the chat below. Let me know, y'all. This is concerning news. I've shared why. I would love to hear from you. All right, y'all, take care, and I will be back with more news and commentary you can use right here on Andrea Speaks TV. Thank you so much for tuning in.